Yo, you're watching a Screaming Fish here, guys, and today I am going to be doing my review of The Incredible Hulk. So, without further ado, let's get to it. So, the story follows a scientist called Bruce Banner, who is desperately seeking out a cure for the gamma radiation that contaminated his cells and turned him into the Hulk. Cut off from his true love, Betty Ross, Liv Taylor, and forced him to hide from his nemesis, General Thunderbolt Ross, played by William Hurt. Banner soon comes face to face with a new threat, a supremely powerful enemy known as the Abomination. So, what do I think of this film? It's not good, it's not bad, it's just alright. Yeah, it's just alright. That's all I gotta say, really, it's just alright. So, the cast. First up, we've got Edward Norton as Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk. Edward Norton isn't actually half bad as Bruce Banner. In fact, I'd say he pulls it off quite nicely. Sure, he doesn't like pull it off as cleanly as Robert Downey Jr. did with Tony Stark, but he pulls it off. He's got the quirkiness, the nerd in him, and yeah. So then we've got Liv Taylor as Betty Ross, Bruce Banner's true love. Now I promise you, I'm not being sexist when I have the same problem, when I have one of the same problems I did with the female lead as I did in Iron Man, but I still have a problem with the female leads. But honestly, I found Betty Ross was just there simply for a love interest, and she didn't really do anything aside from caring for the Banner to impact the story, and I found her very annoying at times. Yeah. So now we've got William Hurt as General Thunderbolt Ross. This guy was my favorite part of the film because William Hurt was the only cast member to actually get his character right, and he was the most interesting. He actually showed that he wanted the Hulk. He wanted the Hulk desperately wanted the Hulk dead. Showed the anger and frustration that the character had in the comics, and he actually had a good reason for wanting to kill the Hulk. But I will not spoil that in this video. However, other characters like Betty's new boyfriend Stan or Samuel Stearns are introduced and just disappear for the rest of the movie. I don't know what that's about, and without any explanation either. The Abomination, who is supposed to be the main villain, is only given at the most 20 minutes of screen time. Speaking of the Abomination, his design makes him look like a piece of poop from the toilet. No, seriously, he looks like crap and almost unrecognizable. The action, on the other hand, is what you would expect to see in a movie about the Hulk. It's fun, fast-paced, and all-around enjoyable. I mean, it's not every day you get to see a movie about Hulk smashing tanks, breaking limbs, and I will admit, the final showdown between Abomination and the Hulk is pretty darn epic. I mean, almost every effect in this film is CGI, and unfortunately, most of the CGI is pretty bad because a lot of the time, both the Hulk and the Abomination look like cartoon. I will admit, the only time where it didn't look like a cartoon movie was the showdown between the Abomination and the Hulk. Other than that one scene, most of it was pretty cartoony. And oh, lost my place. Yeah. So the film does try with its jokes on that half, but most of them either don't land or are just not funny. But yeah, the only other good scene in that was the Incredible Hulk showdown. So 1 minute. Cancel.
3,000 for the sake of.
Music's too loud. Alright. So yeah, the jokes don't really land on that part. So, in the end of the day, this is an alright film. It's good. It's got some good cast members, and the action sequences are fun to watch. The story is alright, but the overuse of cartoony CGI and an even more underdeveloped villain and characters that are there and gone do not make this film any more watchable than it already is. But then again, it's a good film, and it's an okay film in its own rights. And yeah, scale of 1 to 10 though, I give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, that's the closest I'm going to okay, really. Like, that's the highest rating I can give it because I first watched it, I didn't really like it that much. So, yeah, guys, like I said, this is my second MCU movie review. Next month will be Iron Man 2 and Thor. And, yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't worry. I know this is a bit short, but again, I'm trying to reduce the amount of spoilers I give in each video, so yeah. I'll see you guys later, guys. Goodbye. You're watching The Screaming Fish.